50 in this car, 50 in another car. 1 lap indicator on the field. Next time by, it's green for 50 laps of Fantastic Sam's Modified Racing. Here we go. Correction, Terry Fisher Jr. only has 1 car tonight. Jonathan Gatton gets away on the start. Green flag out. Don't think that one's going to be kept. Jonathan Gatton led him to the line, but a little too fast. Yellow flag out. Caution on the modifieds. We'll try that again. False start. Tim Howard making his way around to victory lane already. He's already through tech. So Tim Howard, your 50th anniversary feature winner, now in victory lane behind the grandstand. Off turn 4. This time, clean start. We're green and racing. Jerry Hammond with the jump around the outside takes the lead out of turn 2 and heads down the backstretch. Wormcastle a little out of shape back in the field to 9. It's Hammond with the lead. Derek Hoffman comes around the outside looking for second ahead of Jeremy Wallen. 1 lap in for Jerry Hammond. Keep an eye out back in the field. Those 2 white cars of Terry Fisher Jr. and Scott Stovall. Or make that Scott Coe. Okay, I never put him in that car before. Hammond the leader. Hoffman runs second, side by side at third. Is the 89 of Gatton and the 70 of Wallen. Jerry Hammond leading. Right behind him, a couple of guys that have another race to run tonight. Hoffman, then a 59, Jeremy Wallen in 70. Wallen works down the inside, trying to take second place away from Derek Hoffman. Mike Mays, 2 times the winner this year, already to 4th place. Terry Fisher Jr. on the charge behind him. Scott Coe hung up behind Rick Coe in the 98. Lots of racing left to go. Ryan Amonette heads in the pits in car number 21. Amonette, the first car out. Everybody still chasing after Jerry Hammond. Some of the faster qualifiers still buried back in the pack. Give Wallen second place around Derek Hoffman. Jeremy Wallen in car 70 comes to second. Hoffman third and 29. Down the backstretch, side by side, 72 Mays. 8 of Terry Fisher Jr. Rick Coe drifts up the racetrack. Scott Coe picks up a spot. Fast qualifier Scott Coe into 7th and working around the outside of Jonathan Gatton. He'll pick up 6th place. Scott Coe now 6th around the 89 car. It's still the lead for the 7 of Jerry Hammond. Inside line on the move, Mike Mays drives by the 59 of Derek Hoffman. Terry Fisher Jr. in car number 8 tries to come with him. Hoffman stuck on the outside, starting to lose ground. Hammond still with the lead. The Coe Racing team works their way up on the bottom. Terry Fisher Jr. runs 4th. Here comes Scott Coe in 28, Steve Minnick Jr. in 37, then a big gap back behind that. The top 7 break away from the rest of the field. Wallen takes a look to the inside for the lead on Jerry Hammond down to turn 3 and 4. Jeremy Wallen drives to the inside of Jerry Hammond. New race leader is Jeremy Wallen. Wallen takes over the lead. Hammond stuck on the outside now. How far back will he fall? Freight train coming on the inside. 72 Mays, 8 of Fisher. 28 of Coe, 37 Minnick, all trying to move by. Hammond on the outside, losing ground. Already back to 4th. Here comes Coe, make it 5th. Look out in turn number 1. Sean Bonar almost slides over the top of the racetrack. Jonathan Gatton still hangs on to 8th place, holding off Rick Coe and Pete Wormcastle. Now with open field in front of him, Terry Fisher Jr. goes to work on the 72 of Mike Mays. This was first and second a week ago. Last week, Mike Mays was able to hold off Terry Fisher Jr. to pick up the feature win. Down the backstretch, Fisher Jr. with a run to the bottom. Mays able to get to the corner and shut the door on him. Still a good fight back in the field. Rick Coe trying to come around Jonathan Gatton. Rick Coe, the 98, Jonathan Gatton, the 89. Battle off turn number 4. Coe moves up a spot. Got to bring Warmcastle with him. Martin and Setzer. Setzer's 24 with Sean Boner at the wheel. All got held up behind the 89 of Gatton, who's running a good race. Now the top 5 separate from 5th and 6th place. Fisher again tries to come to the inside on Mike Mays. Here comes the teammate Scott Coe to the outside. Teammates side by side for 3rd behind Mike Mays. Mays doing the best he can to hold off Terry Fisher Jr. Now he's going to have Scott Coe on the outside. Which lane will he pick to defend? Scott Coe rolls in hard on the outside, comes alongside teammate Terry Fisher Jr. Mays running in second. The Coe team right behind him, taking up both lanes of the racetrack. Mays shuts the door on Terry Fisher Jr. Scott Coe around the outside. Give 3rd to Scott Coe. Jeremy Wallen still leads. Wallen with the lead. Mays 2nd, Scott Coe 3rd, Terry Fisher Jr. 4th, Steve Minnick Jr. in 5th. Little contact in the 1 and 2 between the teammates. Fisher and Coe get together just a little bit. That lets Mays get away. Wallen still leads. Coe having to drive hard back around the outside of his teammate Terry Fisher Jr. Still Jeremy Wallen with the race lead over Mike Mays. Scott Coe comes back to 3rd. Steve Minnick Jr. in the 37 car. He tries to come around the outside of the 8 of Terry Fisher Jr. Back into 1 and 2 they work. Mike Mays, that 72 car, has been a hard one for that Coe team to pass the last several weeks. Brett Martin starting to move up out of mid-pack. Drives around the 98 of Rick Coe. Mays high through 1 and 2. Coe quite can't get a run on him. Jeremy Wallen still hangs on to the lead. Scott Coe trying to work by the 72 of Mike Mays down to turn 3 and 4. Here's Coe up on the outside of Mays for 2nd place. Mays runs him high into turn 1 and 2. Mays came up the racetrack into the 28 of Coe. Coe had to lift a bit. Mays still hangs on to 2nd. Now Coe's going to do it all over again, and on the inside comes his teammate, the 8 of Terry Fisher Jr. Halfway through. Mays running in 2nd, letting the 70 of Wallen get away. A trio of what looks to be quicker cars bottled up behind him. Back into turn 3 and 4. Mays still 2nd. The white cars try to find a way around. Now Mays up the racetrack. Down the inside comes Terry Fisher Jr. Fisher Jr. squirts by the 2072 of Mays. Coe will come with him. Then comes Minnick. Now the battle is on. Wallen with the lead. The Coe team going to try to chase him down. Mays, after doing everything he could to hold on, now drops back to 4th, soon to be 5th place. Wallen with the lead, and here comes the charge from the Coe juggernaut. Down the backstretch, Terry Fisher Jr. 2nd, Scott Coe 3rd, Steve Minnick Jr. in 4th. Then Mike Mays at 72. Wallen's got to go now. Back through the field, Jerry Hammond continuing in 6th place in car 7. Then the 59 of Derek Hoffman is 7th. Joe P. Warmcastle is 8th. Brent Martin 9th. 10th place down the backstretch, a race between the 24 of Bonar and the 98 of Rick Coe. Then the 89 of Jonathan Gatton trails the field. Scott Coe up the inside on teammate Terry Fisher Jr. looking for 2nd place. Scott Coe brings the Bullet Bob 28 car into 2nd off turn 4. Wallen still the lead. Coe comes to second place and takes off on the charge after the 70 of Jeremy Wallen. Sean Bonar picks up a spot in the top 10 past the 98 of Rick Coe. Our late model feature is up next, fans. Don't go anywhere. Late models come up for 50 right behind this one. Scott Coe closing in on race leader Jeremy Wallen. Wallen, Coe, Fisher, Minnick Jr. Steve Minnick Jr. coming up the inside on the number 8 car, Terry Fisher, and gets past. Steve Minnick Jr. driving by Terry Fisher Jr. picks up third. For the lead, Scott Coe up on the rear bumper of Jeremy Wallen. Scott Coe up on the back of Jeremy Wallen, gives him a little tap. Lets him know he's back there. Wallen now knows he's got company. And it's the point leader, Scott Coe. You know, with that retro paint scheme, Scott Coe wants to win this one badly. Derek Hoffman in 59 out of turn number 2, getting passed by the 9 of Pete Warmcastle. Warmcastle, car number 9, will pick up 7th around Derek Hoffman. Brett Martin comes with him. Derek Hoffman drifting back to 9th place. Again, the leaders off turn 4. Coe cuts to the inside on Wallen. Wallen wins the race back to turn 1. Steve Minnick has closed in right behind the race leaders. It's a three-way fight with traffic ahead. Wallen, Coe, Minnick. Wallen doing everything he can to block the inside of turn 4. He knows that's where Coe's got him. Coe's the strongest out of that corner. Wallen still leads. Coe, Minnick right behind him down the backstretch. They go again to turn 3 and 4. The 28 car, Scott Coe, rolls up on the outside of Jeremy Wallen for the race lead. Wallen and Coe back to turn number 1, side by side. Wallen up the racetrack. Coe a little higher. Out of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Put the 28 car nose in front. Lap traffic ahead. The 89 of Jonathan Gatton. Will he be a factor? Wallen slides. Coe goes through for the lead. Wallen back to second, Minnick third. Give the lead over to the Bullet Bob. 28 of Scott Coe, doing it the hard way from the back of the inversion. Coe now leads. Wallen second, Minnick third, Fisher fourth, Mays in fifth. Charging up to the field now sixth and needing a caution badly is Pete Warmcastle and Brent Martin. Warmcastle and Martin, 2 fast cars, but a half lap behind the leaders. They got caught up in traffic early. Lost a lot of ground. Scott Coe looking for another feature win. Out front with this one. Laps to go, this time by for the 28 of Scott Coe, still with the race lead. Lapping around the 98 of Rick Coe, it's Steve Minnick Jr. in second, Jeremy Wallen third, Terry Fisher Jr. in fourth. 45 in, now 5 to go for Scott Coe, working on win number 5 this year. Sean Bonar just ahead for Scott Coe in car 28. Off turn number 4, still in traffic, the 70 of Wallen, the 8 of Terry Fisher Jr. Scott Coe all alone down the backstretch over Steve Minnick Jr. laps to go for the 28 of Scott Coe. Wallen in 70, 8 of Terry Fisher Jr. That's the fight now for third place. Down the backstretch, off turn number 3 and 4, give the win to Scott Coe. Scott Coe wins the Hall of Fame 50. Second goes to Steve Minnick Jr., then Jeremy Wallen, Terry Fisher Jr., Mike Mays 5th. Off the corner, 6th will go to P. Warmcastle, then Brett Martin in 7th. And that's the way they're going to wind this one up. 5th place to 72, Mike Mays in 4th. 8, Terry Fisher Jr., 3rd. Goes to the 70 of Jeremy Wallen. Second place, the 37, Steve Minnick Jr., and for the 5th time this year, and this one's going to be special to him, the Bullet Bob Coe paint scheme, number 28 of Scott Coe, will win the 50th anniversary Hall of Fame night feature.
With the exception of just the one false start, how about a nice round of applause for our modified guys? 50 laps, green to checkered.